Off to Cape Town we go. President Cyril Ramaphosa is set to deliver the 2022 State of the Nation address. Sakina Kamwendo is out in the mother city and she is outside the Cape Town City Hall. That's the venue for this year's State of the Nation address. Let's cross to her now just to get an idea of what to expect and how things are looking. Sakina, a very, very good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Leanne, and yes, absolutely beautiful morning as the sun rises over the mother city. And as you can see behind us, and these have been the colors that the City Hall have been draped in for a while now. And this is now declared a parliamentary precinct after the fire that gutted the National Assembly on the 2nd of January this year. So much has happened and a lot of history coming into play. We had last year the State of the Nation address for the first time held virtually in history, and we're going to have another first this year that the parliamentary precinct has now been moved here to the Cape Town City Hall because of that fire and the damage that was sustained at the National Assembly. And this, of course, significant for many other reasons as well, Leanne. We have President Cyril Ramaphosa, and he, of course, was by the side of then President Nelson Mandela, or should I say before he even became president, because when Nelson Mandela was released from prison, this City Hall precinct behind me is where the masses came together to watch, see and listen for the first time to Nelson Mandela since he was jailed. And then, of course, the balcony there behind us, there where you can see, this, of course, was the scene. And then on the 9th of May, 1994, when he was president-elect, again, Nelson Mandela was here at the Cape Town City Hall, and at that time introduced by the now late Archbishop Desmond Tutu to the nation. And we know that on the following day he was inaugurated as the first democratic president of South Africa. So this is where everything's going to be happening today as far as the State of the Nation address is concerned, and a three-part procession in the main. And we know traditionally you would have the guard of honor by civil society that would basically be lining the red carpet as the guest to Parliament and the President arrives. And of course, it all's going to be unfolding here, and we'll see exactly how all of these things will be accommodated, the ones that can, because, of course, the special circumstances. But, of course, we will still see some of the pomp and ceremony from years gone by in terms of the salutes and all of that, 21 gun salute. So it's all building up very nicely for the State of the Nation address. But there is, of course, quite a few questions being asked about, given that the precedent was set last year against the backdrop of a COVID-19 pandemic, whether there is a need to still have all of the splendor when we have the State of the Nation address. And we heard the Speaker of Parliament coming out and making it very clear that the parliamentarians felt very strongly that they needed to show a form of solidarity, to show that we will not be defeated as a nation, given what we've seen with so many buildings, including the Parliament and the National Assembly precinct in particular, going up in flames. So there's obviously a message to be sent here, but there is, of course, also a much more pressing business as the nation awaits to hear what President Cyril Ramaphosa will be saying in terms of what to expect, what will be done in the next year. But we will, of course, be having many guests throughout the morning, Leanne. The Speaker of Parliament, we're expecting her, and many other guests. We'll have some analysts for you as well, civil society organizations. We have the unions as well. Some will be picketing SAFTU, we understand, throughout the day. So there's lots happening in the parliamentary precinct, and it's all starting to build up quite nicely at the moment. As you would imagine, streets have been closed off, cordoned off around this, which is now a parliamentary precinct, and it will be for this sitting as well as the budget sitting. And remember, after this, of course, there will be the debate of the State of the Nation address, and then the President will reply to that. So all of that is still to come. But this is the scene for today, and we'll be here. Some of our guests already arriving, so we'll be back with you again shortly. Leanne?
Yeah, thanks very much, Sakina. A very different scene to what we used to, but nonetheless, it is still a big day for South Africa, as we certainly are awaiting what the president has to say for this evening. And you know, when we say all eyes are going to be on the president, I mean, this is certainly a very, very big moment for him. There's a very careful balancing act that he needs to fulfill tonight with the expectations of a nation, expectations of a party, and never mind that, there's also a lot of accountability that people are waiting for. I mean, you know, particularly when it comes to the July unrest, that's something that many people will be waiting to hear and see what the president and what action the president will take against those that have been fingered or implicated in that July unrest.